All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Horseshoe Talk podcast slash YouTube show, talking about the Indianapolis Colts. Uh, Preseason's continuing. Colts have a preseason game tomorrow afternoon. I'm one of the hosts, Chris Gonzalez, and then I'm also joined by my dad, Tony Gonzalez. How you doing tonight, Dad?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Colts have a game tomorrow, preseason. I think it's at 1 o'clock. Detroit Lions.
Yep.
Uh, What do you think we'll learn anything from tomorrow's preseason game? I know a lot of the starters probably aren't going to play. Uh,
Yeah, I seen the thing where I don't think, from what I read, that none of the starters are going to play.
oh, okay.
So that's what I read. It said it was looking like none of the starters were going to play. So no, I don't think we're going to learn a lot. But I don't know who they all consider starters either. I mean, you may see some of the rookies who may not be considered exact. Could end up starting. Maybe they're
Yeah.
not starting. So so you may see a few, but yeah, I don't know what we'll learn. I know that the Colts and Detroit been scrimmaging some this weekend, or some this week. They did it, I think, on Tuesday and Wednesday, I believe, or Wednesday and Thursday. I think it was Wednesday, Thursday, but so I heard the Colts offense looked real good Wednesday.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I heard Matt Ryan looked good. I heard that rookie receiver has been looking good. Pierce looked good in that joint practices. So
Yeah,
that was good to hear, especially with losing a tight end, which we'll
yeah,
talk about here in a minute. So, but yeah, after seeing Pierce in that first preseason game, I was kind of worried because, like you said, he wouldn't really. He was having trouble creating separation, and that's big in the NFL because it's not much separation, but you got to be able to create at least a window for the quarterback to put that ball in. And
yeah,
from what I hear and what I've seen, it looked like he's done a lot better job of that this week during the joint practices.
yeah. I agree, but the thing is hard because how much of their offense are they showing? I mean, are they just running generic routes? Or are they running the routes they're going to, you know what I mean? I mean, I want to see them be able to get separation, but you don't know how much they're really doing. Are they doing 10% of their playbook, 20?
Yeah,
What are they doing? So I mean, it's kind of hard to judge. Yeah, I heard really good things this week. I know Matt Ryan in an interview expressed that rookie Alex Pierce had great ability, had a great work ethic, and thinks that he can be a huge star in the NFL. So if Ryan's saying that, of course Ryan's not going to say anything bad about him, but he don't have to say that good of things
yeah,
about him unless he believes it. So unless he truly believes that, So that's good. And I also heard that the tight end rookie Woods, is it Jelani? Am I saying that right?
yeah. That tight end, they said he's been looking real good.
Real good,
It
and I
sucks
think
though because Ogletree, they're both
yeah,
rookies, and Ogletree was, I guess they were real high on Ogletree. Really liked how Ogletree had been looking, and then he gets hurt. But the good thing is, it sounds like this Woods has been stepping up,
yep,
and we're going to need that because that tight end, we really don't have a whole lot. Uh, so it'd be nice if one of them rookies could step in, and then now having Ogletree out for the season.
yeah, yeah. I was hearing good things about Ogletree, and he hurt his knee. So I believe it was his knee, and going to be out for the season. So yeah, that kind of sucks.
Glenn said he's going to be in the end zone row 3 for tomorrow's
Cool.
preseason game. Yeah, it sucks about Ogletree because I was hearing a lot of good things about him. And I know the Colts, the way Frank Reich talked, they had big plans for Ogletree being involved in that offense. But it sounds like this Woods has a lot of ability, and they're real high on him as well. So it'd be nice if one of them can develop. But of course, we're not going to be able to know anything about Ogletree till next season. Uh, it seems like the Colts always have trouble with like receivers and tight ends with injuries.
Yep,
I mean, Paris Campbell, when he plays, looks great, but he can't stay healthy.
yep.
Uh, T.Y. Hilton hasn't been able to stay healthy. You know what I mean? So it seems like in their receiving and tight end core sometimes for some reason they're having trouble staying healthy.
Yeah, that's true. Uh, yeah, I don't know why that is. I mean, it's like in, to kind of correlate that, it's like in baseball. You see the injuries that the Reds have every year, same injuries every year, and we wondered why that is. It's curious why, some teams seem like, and especially with the Colts in certain positions, they have a lot of injuries, which I can understand, like offensive line, defensive line. You're going to get nicked up. That's a tough that's a tough job. You're going to get nicked up and have injuries and stuff. But why so many injuries in the wide receiver position and tight end positions? Kind of,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know. It seems like it's always in positions for some reason.
I also did hear, I seen some reports. I read some articles on Pittman, and a lot of people, writers and stuff, are thinking this is going to be his breakout year. I guess he looked really good against Detroit. I heard he dominated against Detroit on Wednesday. Got one catch for like 40 yards. Looked really good, is what I hear. So a lot of people think this is going to be his breakout year. Again, he needs help. I mean, I know we talked last week whether he's a true number one. I really think he is. He had like 80 some catches last year, and again, you talk about a wide receiver core. His help was pretty much non-existent, and he still had those catches, being double teamed all the time. If he gets some help, and I know people say, well, they got a great running game, that should help some. Yeah, that's going to help some. But if they know they ain't got no other receivers that are going to catch the ball consistently, they're still, even with the running game, they're going to double team him, and it's going to make it hard for him to do anything. So if the wide receiver and the tight end position can step up some this year, uh, it could make a huge difference for him. You could go from 80 some catches to 110, 120 catches. Uh, I think he's capable of that. He's got that. He's got decent speed, and he's got a big body, and he's got great hands.
Yeah, he made a big jump last year, and I'm gonna expect him to make a big jump this year. It just scares me as how big a jump it's going to be. I think a lot of it depends on if one of them other young receivers can step up and be a threat. That way, can take some of that double team off of him.
Yep.
But I'm glad we're hearing good things about Pierce. Hopefully, this other tight end can step up. But yeah, we're going to need somebody else to step up, which I think they're going to use Naeem Hines. You can also use Philip Lindsay in some passes as well.
Yep.
So I mean, they have weapons that they can use in different ways. So I mean, the players, somebody's going to have to step up, and hopefully Pittman can even play up his game even more than last year.
And we was talking last week about what would happen if the Colts don't have a good season. After reading some stuff that Irsay said this week, if they don't have a good season this year or the next couple years, and I'm talking possibly making it to the Super Bowl in the next couple years, there's going to be guys gone. I mean, Irsay thinks that with Ryan, he's got a true winning quarterback, and got the guy that he needs, and got the team that he needs. And if they went out this year and don't make the playoffs, I would say heads are going to roll.
Yeah, but the thing I didn't like about Irsay's comments was why even bring up Matt Ryan, or not Matt Ryan, Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have more. Well, he really didn't say it by name, but said now we're gonna have more consistency with some. He said went through last season with some inconsistency at QB, and that it was a big detriment to the team. Why? Because in March you already came out and threw Wentz under the bus, so it was over with. He's gone. It didn't work out like you hoped. Didn't work out like anybody hoped. I mean, he didn't play terrible, but yeah, it was a big collapse at the end of the season. I don't think it was all on him, but when you're a quarterback, you're going to take the brunt of it. And it was either, I guess, in that situation, it was either going to be him or the coach. And I think Irsay decided to give that coach another chance. But I agree. If they don't have a good season this year, Frank Reich is going to be in trouble because, I mean, Irsay expects him to win the division at the very least. He wants to beat Tennessee in that division, and if they don't win their division, I agree. There's probably going to be some changes made.
Yeah, I think Reich's. I mean, we wondered what happened there, with the quarterback last year, and I don't think Reich had a choice. If he wanted to keep his job, Wentz was going to be gone because the owner didn't like it. I think the owner, in my opinion, I think Wentz is taking way too much of the blame for what were wrong last year. Did he fall down the last couple of games? Yes, but so the whole team did.
Oh, yeah,
And
the whole team played terrible the last 2 weeks.
he played hurt. He played hurt that one game, and they about won. And he shouldn't even been on the field. And they still about won that game. And again, not having a good backup, another game they lost. He had to come out in the fourth quarter because he was hurt, and they had a chance to win that game, and they had no reliable backup that could do anything, and that was a bad decision, which they've rectified that hopefully now. But yeah, it wasn't. Again, I think Wentz is a lot better quarterback. Is he a superstar? Is he what he was that one year with the Eagles? Where he could have been maybe the MVP. Probably not. But he is. People want to say he's not even in the top 25 quarterbacks in the league. That's bullcrap.
Well, I
To
think
me, I
I
think he might be top 15 still.
yeah. Oh no, I honestly think that Washington.
Washington's going to win that division.
I think Washington's going to win the NFC East. I've been saying it all off season. I like the situation Wentz went into over there. I like their coach Rivera. Yeah, Wentz is taking way too much of the blame. I mean, he threw 27 touchdowns to like 8 interceptions or something. So it wasn't like he threw a lot of interceptions. Did he make some bad decisions? Yes, he did. But it wasn't on him. The offensive line didn't play good the last 2 weeks of the season at all.
And just
Our defense couldn't stop nobody all of a sudden for some reason. So I mean, it was a total team collapse.
collapse. Yeah, it definitely was.
Like
And it wasn't
honestly, when the season ended, I didn't think the coach was going to be changing quarterbacks. I thought Wentz was going to be there again next year, and they were going to try to make maybe a few changes at receiver and try to get better. I never thought they were going to get rid of the quarterback.
I didn't have a problem with Wentz. I really didn't. I know a lot of people did, but I didn't, honestly.
It surprised the hell out of me when they traded him, like, or not traded him, but released, or yeah, traded him. I'm like, why? Because who are you gonna go get? And
And I know
I mean, Matt Ryan's going to be good. I think he still has at least 2 or 3 years left in him.
I do too.
He wasn't playing bad in Atlanta, so I mean, it wasn't like it was all his fault in Atlanta that they were struggling. Uh, and I like the things I'm hearing about his leadership and the way he's kind of really fit into that locker room. Everybody seems to like him and seems to like the way he uh, demands perfection and the way that he goes about his business. So I
Well,
I think it's going to be a good fit for Indianapolis,
yeah, I
and
do too.
hopefully he can be a quarterback for the next 2 or 3 years, and we can try to develop somebody or get somebody in there to start getting ready.
And picking up, and I know people make fun because he's not been successful. He took the Eagles, to the Super Bowl and everything. But Foles could be a big pickup for the Colts because if something does happen,
Yeah,
he's proven success with this coach, and he's going to be a lot better than what they've had in the past as a backup. So I think that's a good pickup for the Colts. Uh, but real quick, I know this is a Colts show, but me and you both have been high on Washington and winning the East. Let's look at it. What is Dallas a better team right now than they were last year? I don't think so.
no, I think
They,
they're gotten worse a little bit.
they lost one of the weapons at receiver. The Giants hasn't done a lot. I mean, I think they got some young guys, but I think they're still years away if the quarterback
Well, the
starts.
quarterback had some kind of surgery on his neck or something. But
And
they act like he's going to be playing week one. I'm like, what? So he had some kind of procedure. Oh,
I'm not high on Ertz at all. Hurts at all. And I mean, Philadelphia has got some weapons, so we'll see.
I'm not completely sold on Hurts either, but I like Hurts better than I like Tua.
Yeah, but I don't like Hurts better than I do Wentz.
No, no,
I
I don't either. I don't
I'm
either.
like Washington. I think that's a bigger upgrade than what Philadelphia has a
Yeah.
quarterback. In my opinion, could be. We'll see. We'll find out. And I think they've got good receivers. They've got decent running backs. I think they've got more. I think they got just as many weapons as Philadelphia does. I
Pretty
honestly,
strong defense.
I think Washington's got a better defense and I think Washington's got a better defense than Philadelphia. Just my opinion.
Yeah, well, I've been saying you can go back. People can go back and look at it, well, about any show. Anytime we've talked about the East, I've said I think Washington uh, is going to win that division. I really believe that. I
Yeah,
think that's going to be a good fit for Wentz. Like I said, I was surprised when the Colts got rid of Wentz. I'm not mad they did because I think Matt Ryan is a good choice. But it just kind of surprised me. But I don't think Irsay cared for Wentz. I don't know what happened between Irsay and Wentz, but I don't know if it was just his play or if something went on that behind the scenes that we don't know about. Because just the way he talks about Wentz, you could tell he don't care for him as a. And I'm not just talking about a football player. I don't think he cares for him as a person.
yep,
You know
yeah,
what I mean? It's like I don't know. It's kind of like there's a little rift there.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, I think it could come back to the fact that he, didn't want to get the COVID stuff shots, and then and some of that stuff happened. It could go back to some of that. I think Wentz in some of these interviews and stuff, he comes off a little arrogant, so it could be that maybe he didn't think he was committed enough to the team, and we're not privy to everything that goes on. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's his team, and he may be right, but as far as on field play, I don't think it was Wentz's complete fault that the Colts didn't succeed last year. It was a
Yeah.
team effort. There were some coaching decisions. There was decisions not to have a backup, which is a behind the scenes decision with the coaching staff and the owner and the general manager. So I mean, there's all kinds of decisions that go into why you don't succeed. And it wasn't everybody wants to give 100% of it to Wentz, and I don't think it's deserving.
No. And why do you think we have so much trouble beating Jacksonville, especially at Jacksonville? It's like I don't understand it. We can
Uh,
have the better team, and somehow we find ways to lose to Jacksonville.
yeah, we lose a lot to Jacksonville. Last year we choked. I mean, but and
Yeah,
it was a big game. The game didn't mean anything to Jacksonville, and it was a big game for us, and we choked.
yeah.
That's why we got it.
They looked like they wanted it more than we did. And it's like,
Yep.
and they didn't, like you said, they didn't have nothing to play for. And Jacksonville's going to be a better team this year. I believe with Doug Peterson as coach now. I think
Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence is going to look more like what we thought Trevor Lawrence would be. So in the Colts division, I think Jacksonville is going to be improved.
I,
What Tennessee has, even though they did lose AJ Brown.
if,
Uh,
if
but I mean, I think the Colts should win this division. I really do.
I do
Like
too.
I said, the one thing that worries me is the receiving core, and maybe and what do we really have at tight end is
I think that Ryan. I mean, I know we got a rookie, and then what's the guy's the
Mo
start
Alley.
Mo Allen. I think Allen will do better this year because
Yeah,
of
Mo Alley Cox needs to step up big time this year.
I think he will. I think he'll. I expect as long as he stays healthy, he'll have. I honestly think. Well, I thought that. Of course, I was high on the other tight end. That got hurt. I was high on him and too. So I thought between the three tight ends that we would get 100 catches out of the three together. Now, I don't know. I'm hoping Cox can get 40 or 50, and the other rookie can get 40 or 50 because I would like to see at least 100 catches out of the tight end.
Yeah, well, yeah, it'd be nice, but especially with the run game we have because you can do so much with play action to a tight end out of that. I mean, you can your receivers too, but if they have to worry about the tight end, that helps your receivers get open
Yep.
as well. Uh, so it's going to be it'll be interesting to see, but they need somebody. They really need somebody to step up there. And going back to the Frank Reich thing, I mean, yeah, if they don't have a playoff run this year, I could see him gone. 'Cause if you think about it, 2 seasons ago with Phillip Rivers, they should have beat Buffalo in the first round of the playoffs. They lose that game because we didn't kick field goals. So that was some coaching decision stuff there. And I mean, didn't he? Yeah, I think he vouched for Wentz, so I think that was another thing against them.
And
Now, the way that turned out
and Chris,
in Ursay's eyes,
thinking about it, uh, and I know we felt they make the playoffs, and we're talking about the shortcomings we had and everything, but we wasn't that far. You stop and think about it. we beat some good teams last year.
Oh
And
yeah,
didn't we beat Buffalo
I believe
during
so.
during the season, if I remember right?
Yeah,
And so I mean, we're not that we wasn't that far off from being a playoff team or being a contending team. We played some of the good teams really tough. So I mean, and it's not like I mean, I think we've upgraded at the quarterback position. I really do. I'm not putting Wentz down. I'm not saying Wentz was terrible. I'm not saying that. But I think Ryan's experience and everything, I think is something, especially with we got so many young receivers and tight ends. I think
yeah.
that'll be help the upgrade there. We see what our running game is. Our defense, I think, has gotten better. So I mean, I didn't think we was again. We wasn't a playoff team last year. So people gonna say, well, how can you say you weren't that far away? I still don't think we was that far away from being
No,
a team that could have made the AFC Championship game.
nope. And like I said, the year before we wasn't that far away. We had Buffalo. I mean, we should have won that game against Buffalo. And that was
Yeah,
with the Rivers who couldn't hardly move. And then you get wins, and then you choke. So I mean, I think Reich's probably is starting to getting down to his last chance.
yeah,
I know he got kind of screwed there with coming in, and then you're thinking you're going to have Andrew Luck, and then 2 weeks before the season you don't, and so then you have Brissett, then he
but
gets hurt.
but you got to give ownership credit there. I mean, he went out and got Rivers for him,
Yeah,
and then he went out and got his guy Wentz. So I mean, so you can't say ownership hasn't tried. Again, I think they messed up on not having a good backup, which I think they've tried to fix that this year.
yeah. I
But
like Foles as the backup because he knows the system, and he's been successful in that system. And Foles is a good backup quarterback. He can come in and win 3 or 4 games in a row if needed to. And we've seen what he done in the Super Bowl. So I mean, when he gets hot, man. You got to watch out. I mean, people forget he outplayed Tom Brady in that Super Bowl.
yeah,
I mean, I know. I mean, they won the game, but I mean, if you look at their numbers, he the 2 games he had the game he had in the NFC Championship game, and then that game in the Super Bowl were 2 of the best games out back to back that we've seen out of a quarterback.
yep. And Matt Ryan gets a looked down on because of what happened in the Super Bowl, which wasn't his fault. And so I think Ryan's a lot better than what people give him credit for.
Oh yeah, somebody tried to say Ryan was a bust. I think it was during our first show on Monday, wasn't it, or was it on one of them other shows? But I think it was on this show. I think it was on Horseshoe Talk.
Yeah,
Uh, on
yeah.
Monday, and yeah,
Said,
somebody say it's a bust. How can you be a former MVP? I think in multiple time Pro Bowler.
okay. From that
How can
standpoint,
you be a bust?
any quarterback that's come in the league and ain't won a championship.
So you're telling me Dan Marino's a bust?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I know. I don't think he's a bust, not at this point. But is Dallas quarterback a bust?
I think
I don't think he's a
no,
bust.
I won't call him a bust, but I think he's no, he's not. He's not a bust because he was like a 5th or 6th round pick. He wasn't a high pick.
What if he takes him to an NFC Championship game? So that's what I mean. I think. Do you think Dallas's quarterback is a top 10 quarterback?
No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm not sure he is either.
He's drunk as a Falcons fan, and he does not like Matt Ryan. Oh, the things that happened in Atlanta was never Matt Ryan's fault.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, the team going downhill was what Ryan's fault.
Yeah, that
Definitely.
and right there never had a defense.
Yeah, and the Super Bowl loss. I mean, I think it was more. Honestly, I think it was a lot of the coach's fault.
Yeah, you should have been for one. You should have been running the ball some to get that so the clock's still running. But you had chances.
Well, they were running the football the first half, and then you come out the second half and they quit running completely.
Yeah, I got it, Drunk. I read it, Ryan, or read it wrong. Yeah, but yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Yeah, after that, it's like, oh no, he does like Matt Ryan. I read the other comment wrong. But yeah, I think Matt Ryan. Like I said, I've been a Colts fan for a long time, and I think Matt Ryan is going to be good for us. Don't get me wrong. I wish Andrew Luck wouldn't have retired, but uh, I mean he did, so you have to go on from there.
Yep.
And but I think Matt Ryan was a good pickup. If you're going to get rid of Wentz, I like going to Matt Ryan because I mean I've heard, like he said it wasn't his fault in Atlanta. I mean he was still putting up good numbers, but
Right.
If your defense can't stop the other team from scoring, it don't matter what kind of numbers you put up.
Haven't heard anybody. I'm not talking about fans. I'm talking about anybody in the know, players and stuff like that, coaches. I haven't heard having anybody say bad thing about Matt Ryan.
No,
So I mean, he's a great professional. So
and I think this might be a good thing for Matt Ryan too. Get a breath of fresh air, basically a restart. You're out, you know what I mean? Restart with a new team and
well, I think,
everything. So sometimes that can be good as well.
and it's not a rebuild.
Yeah.
Atlanta's in rebuild mode right now. Coach, hopefully they're not. They think that they're close to being a championship contender. So
Man, I think Colts are going to have a good season. We'll do that on Monday's episode. Maybe go through the schedule.
yep.
Go through the schedule and see what we think maybe the record will be. We'll do that on Monday's show. But yeah, because I think they win. I think they can win the division. I really do. I know Tennessee has Derrick Henry still, but yeah, we have arguably the best running back in the league as well. And of course, I'm gonna forget his name now. What's our running back's name?
Taylor.
Yeah, I think he's arguably the best running back in the league. Most people are going to say either him or Derrick Henry for Tennessee. Quarterback wise, I think Matt Ryan's a better quarterback than Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think?
Oh yeah, I think Taylor's.
What'd you say?
I think Taylor's top two.
Okay, now I can hear you. You kind of faded out there for a minute.
Somebody was calling me.
Oh.
But yeah, I think the Colts are close. And now, what do you think of? I mean, I know we'll go through the schedule.
I agree. I agree with what Drunk is saying. If Colts had a legit tight end, I think y'all would be Super Bowl contenders. And that's what I'm saying. We need one of these guys that we have to step up. And they really like that Ogletree that got hurt, but Titans in a rebuild. They just don't know it yet.
We'll see.
He agrees with me. Matt Ryan light years better than Tannehill. Yeah, and I think the Colts defense is just as good or better than Tennessee's defense. Colts defense is good. Now it does worry me about it's weird calling him Shaquille.
Yeah, I'm calling him Shaquille.
Shaquille Leonard, but I am a little bit worried about him. Is he going to be available at the beginning of the season, or is he going to miss any games? Because he did have some kind of back procedure done.
Yeah, hopefully he's ready to go.
Hopefully he'll be all right. Yeah, he's going to be healthy, all right. Because man,
but
you just never know with a back.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that because he's one of the best linebackers in the game, so it's hard to replace him. That's one thing I got to say about the Colts. They've done a good job with their defense, being able to plug players in and stepping up. So I mean, I will give them credit for that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we need Leonard there, but I have confidence if he misses a couple games that we can. I don't want him to miss a lot of games. Don't get me wrong, but if he does have to miss a couple, I think we'll be all
right. Yeah, and William, I agree. We do need a solid number one. Hopefully, Pittman can turn into that.
I think we have.
And we'll see. We're going to find out this year because it looks like that they're going. The Colts are planning on them being the number one. I've heard good things about this rookie here coming out of the joint practices and everything. So with Pierce, so I like that because, like I said, I was a little disappointed. I just didn't think he was getting much separation in that preseason game, and I was like, man, if you can't get off the line, we're going to be in trouble. But of all the reports you hear from around Indianapolis and stuff is that Pierce has looked real good this week in the joint practices with the Lions and everything. So That's good. And then they say this other tight end, this Woods, has looked real good as well. So I mean, maybe he'll be able to contribute, but we need Mo Alley Cox to step up and he needs to step up and have a big year this year.
I think the other tight end. I mean, I know I was high on Ogletree too, but I think that Jaleel will step up. I think he'll have a good season.
Check Matt Ryan career numbers and get back to me. Damien said that he don't see why everybody sees in Matt Ryan. Uh, hey, Duke could play quarterback. Duke could throw the ball. I mean, he's not bad at all. Uh,
Let me ask
well,
you.
hey, the last Colts game we went to,
Yep,
the Colts had a better team. It was Atlanta and the Colts.
yep,
The Colts had a better team that year than Atlanta, but Matt Ryan torched us that day. I think it was with Calvin Ridley, if I remember correctly.
maybe.
I mean, Colts ended up winning, but remember it was a real close game.
Yeah,
And
it
I
was
mean,
really
that offense was moving, but their defense couldn't stop nobody. And that was
good.
that was only what 2-3 years ago,
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah. Uh, get your opinion on something. I read a report, and it was predicting it was the given the, who they thought it was the NFL. The thing comes up NFL London or something, and they put out who they thought the best quarterback was in each division. Well, in the Colts division, they put the best quarterback in that division is Tannehill.
Oh no, Matt Ryan. I think Matt Ryan's better than Tannehill.
I do too. I'm not putting Tannehill down. I think Tannehill's done pretty well for Tennessee, and I think he may be getting a little bit of bum rap. I think he may be getting too much of being the fall guy there. I mean, I know they got a great running game, but that's another thing. Tennessee lost one of the weapons this year, a receiver. So I
Yeah,
think Tennessee's
they
not going to
lost
be bad.
their number one receiver in AJ Brown.
Yep.
They brought I can't remember who they brought in. They did bring in somebody. I think it's a rookie. They're going to try to replace him. Yeah, William. I don't understand it either. He throws for over 4,000 yards almost every season. So I mean, I don't know why people think he stinks either. But it's been because he's been stuck. He's been stuck there in Atlanta where they haven't had a defense for the last 4 or 5 seasons. It seems like, or
Yep.
when they do have a defense, it seems like injuries would always get him. I mean,
And Chris, the last couple years they ain't had a running game.
yeah, that's true too.
Before that, they had a running game, but the last couple years their running position's been deleted.
And the other thing is, when is the last time that Matt Ryan has had an offensive line
Yep.
as good as possibly the Colts have?
Yep.
If we can shore up that left side where Costanzo left, if that guy that was a rookie last year can step it up this year a little bit better, that left side, man. I mean, the offensive line when they were playing good, they're one of the best. Now they didn't look good the last 2 weeks of the season for some reason. I don't know what all that was about. And then we have arguably one of the best offensive linemen in the league in Quentin Nelson. I mean, that dude's just a monster.
Well, stop and think about it. We got one of the best offensive linemen in football. I think we got one of the better linebackers, middle
Oh yeah,
linebackers.
yeah. I think Leonard's right up there as one of the best linebackers.
I think Ryan, I really believe this, and I know Hernandez is going to kill me for this. I think we have one of the top 10 quarterbacks. I think could have this year. We'll see. He may come out here and may fall flat on his face, may get hurt first game. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen. But I think he could be a top 10. I really believe that with the team he's on. Now, I'm not saying he would have been that with Atlanta, but I think with the team he's on, I think he could end up being a top 10 quarterback. And
I think he could.
and in the AFC, I'm talking about the AFC. I'm not talking about all football, but AFC, I think the wide receiver position, I think that he could break out this year and be a top 10 receiver, maybe a top 5 receiver. I'm talking about in the AFC.
Okay. And this right here is going to be the big question: can Big Q stay healthy this year and have a bounce back season? Yeah, he battled an injury last year. I think so. He hadn't really been a real injury prone guy, and then last year he had some stuff. But I think he'll bounce back and have it and look like his old self this year. Dude's a monster. I know I wouldn't want to have to line up across from that dude. But yeah, I do. I look for him to have a good season this year.
Before we get out of here, I'm not saying we're getting ready to get off yet, but I did want to talk about a player here that I did a little research on and see what you know about him. Really high praise on him. The stuff I was reading today and yesterday. A lot of people are expecting that the Colts rookie safety out of Maryland, Nick Cross, could end up being the biggest impact rookie player that they have on the team this year.
He could be. I don't think it'll be him because I hope it ain't him. Let me say I hope he has a great season, but I kind of hope he's not going to be that yet because I think for the team wise we need Pierce to be our best rookie.
Well, they're
but,
saying,
but no, yeah, I think
they're
well,
saying impact because they think he's going to start.
okay.
They think he's going to start at the safety position, and so they think that he's going to do really well. That he's going to be an impact player on defense, and because my thing is, don't get me wrong, I think Pierce, if Pierce has 50 catches, we're going to be pretty happy.
Yeah.
If Pierce has 50, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd like to see him have 100 catches. But if Pierce comes out and has 50, 60 catches and helps our other receiver become a number one and have 100 catches, he's going to have a huge impact. But he's not going to be if the safety comes in and shuts down people. I think that's what they were saying. But they think that he could be the biggest impact player coming in as a rookie this year.
Yeah, I've seen where they're real high on him, and a lot of people are real high on him. So that was a good. Which, if you look, the Colts have done a pretty good job drafting and developing the secondary. Now we do got a new defensive coordinator now, but I mean,
we've done a lot better on defense than we have on offense.
Yeah,
a lot better.
Yeah, especially at the receiver position, it seems like nobody could stay healthy. It's like every time we try somebody, it just don't work out.
Yep.
But no, I think the Colts are going to be pretty good. Preseason tomorrow, like I said, I don't pay attention to really the preseason. We play Tampa Bay in the preseason, and then first game of the year is against the Houston Texans.
Well, I've seen two predictions. Somebody put out predictions, and both of them had the Colts winning the division. But here's what the records they had. One had the Colts win the division with a 10-7 record, and another one had them win the division with a 9-8 record. I think we'll win the division, and I think we'll be at least, and that's me not looking at the schedule. I think 11-6.
I was gonna say hopefully at least like 12-5 or.
I'm saying at the worst, I think we'll be 11-6.
Yeah, I think because I think if we're 12-5, we should be in the playoffs. We're 12-5. We're probably going in our division.
And you can predict all day long. If Taylor gets hurt, the fourth game of the season or something, that changes everything. Or if and that's for any team. So I mean, injuries apart. Hopefully we stay.
It don't take long for injuries to tear you apart.
No, hopefully we can stay healthy and see what this team can do.
They start out with two division games in a row, as we have Texans and then the Jaguars, both on the road, and then we come back home to play the Chiefs. So we get two teams that weren't very good last year on the road, and then at home we have the Chiefs, and then Tennessee, and then we go to Denver. Oh shit! Yeah, that's not good. We play the AFC West this year.
Yeah.
So we got the Chiefs, Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers. Man, we have a pretty tough schedule, and then we're playing the NFC East as well. So we got the Commanders, the Cowboys. So we got a hard division in the AFC with getting the AFC East, but then we got the NFC East, which is one of the weaker divisions in the NFC. So,
in your opinion, which is stronger, AFC or NFC? I'd say AFC is stronger.
I think AFC is stronger. Damon's saying 9-8. I hope we're not 9-8. Yeah, I hope we're not 9-8. Like I said, I think 12-5, 12-6. But I mean, we do have a pretty tough. I mean, you're going to have, you have 4 tough games in the AFC West already. You
Yep.
got 2 games against the Titans, which are, you got to assume they're going to be decent.
Yep.
And we don't know what Jacksonville is going to be. Really don't know much about Houston, but I don't see Houston being a whole lot better.
You know, and I agree with you. But I tell you what, I seen a thing on that Mills today. I tell you what, he didn't have that bad a year for as bad as
Oh
team.
no,
I mean,
no, he didn't play that bad last year for
well,
them.
I think well, I think he had 16 or 17 touchdowns. I think it was 10 interceptions, which not super great, but you remember the team and remember who he had on his team. And he threw for 25, 2,600 yards. I mean, it wasn't that terrible. I mean, I don't think he's terrible when you stop and look at the team he had around him. He has nothing around him.
Yeah, no, I thought he played pretty. I thought he played pretty good, and I think that's why they stayed with him for this year and didn't really go after nobody because I think think they might have something there, but I, I just don't see them being a whole lot better than what they were. And then Jacksonville, I do look for Jacksonville to be better.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
I wouldn't be surprised to see. I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Jacksonville win uh, 7 games this year.
yeah, I look for them to be better. I think getting Doug Peterson was a smart move. I think they've put some better weapons around Lawrence. Uh, don't get me wrong. I don't think Jacksonville is going to be competing for the division or anything, but not
I
yet
don't think
anyway.
yet, not yet, but I won't give it long, Chris.
But no,
I,
I think the Colts have a great chance to win the AFC South if we can stay healthy. And then like I said, we need Pittman to step up and one of the tight ends to really step up. But that's what scares me the most is the receivers. But but everything you hear coming out of Indianapolis, everybody seems positive, real positive about this receiving core. So
well,
I mean, I
the,
don't know.
the reports are the reason they didn't go after Julio Jones or any of them guys. They felt like they have what they need. So we'll see.
Did it surprise you that they didn't go after Julio
I'm shocked they didn't go after Julio Jones
with the
with the
connection
relationship
to
that
him and
he had
Ryan?
with
Or
Ryan.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm completely shocked.
I mean, it just made too much sense. I thought for sure Julio would end up in Indy.
especially with Hilton not coming back. And not saying I think Hilton's done in my opinion. I'm not putting him down. I think Hilton was a great receiver for the Colts. I think with the last few injuries and getting older, I just think he's done.
Yeah, yeah, he was starting to have just too much trouble with the injuries. Last couple of years, he missed more games than he's played the last 2 years.
Yeah, definitely. But I would have been upset if the Colts would have paid him a couple $1 million and then brought him back and give him a shot. I wouldn't have been upset if they would have given Hilton. Now I don't know that I would have wanted to pay him $8-9 million.
No, you got to get him on probably a vet minimum deal or a lower deal.
Incentive deal and stuff too. If you play so many games, if you do this.
Yeah, I thought they would add somebody. Hopefully, they don't mess around and think Antonio Brown's the answer.
Great talent, completely
Yeah,
not.
and then
Completely.
I still have OBJ out there, which I'm surprised he's still available.
Yep.
So I don't know but I think if they were going to add somebody, they would have already done it. So I don't see them doing it until well. Now don't get me wrong, mate. If we get off to we play the first 2 or 3 games and they might make a move if we look like we're struggling or something. But I really don't see them making a move this late now.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't either. Not now.
Yeah, maybe before the trade deadline or something, you might see something happen if depending on what our record is and how our offenses looked and stuff like that. But until then, I don't. Before the season, I don't think they're going to do anything. Well, all right. Well, do you have anything else before we get out of here for tonight on this Friday evening?
Nope. Hopefully, the no main thing is with preseason. No more injuries.
Yeah, no more injuries. And like I said, I think the Colts have a great shot to win the division. Looking forward to a fun season.
Yep.
Uh, we will be doing watch alongs for the Colts games. Uh,
Definitely for some of them, as many as
for,
we can.
yeah, for quite as many as we can, which we should be able to do a lot of them because there ain't many Sundays. We have a couple Sunday shows, so we should be able to at least do a couple a month, hopefully.
Yep.
But also don't forget tomorrow UFC 278. We're going to watch along and reaction show for it. We'll be live at around 8 p.m. That's when for the prelims. 10 o'clock is when the main card starts. Usman and Edwards too. Going to be a great card. Actually, right before this show, I was doing another live show, and it was me and Pride from the All Sports All Plays Network and the Prideful Takes podcast. Go check him out. He has a good podcast going on over there. But me and him done a UFC 278 preview and prediction show. If you missed that, go check it out. It's on the YouTube and Facebook page. It's Easy Money, our sports betting show, but you find it on YouTube and Facebook at Gonzo Sports Room. Uh, I thought it was a great show. We've been doing pretty good on the UFC picks. Also, my on the Easy Money, the sports betting show, my picks for the week, best bets for the week are 12 and 4 so far going into today. My picks today were the Mets money line at plus 102, Orioles money line at even money, the Reds money line at minus 118, Cardinals money line at minus 184, and the Mariners money line at minus 136. That was the baseball picks I gave out today. But like I said, my best bets have been 12 and 4 this week, so I've been having a good week on those. Check out our new baseball show, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern, around the bases. Uh, I host it with the stat guy Dustin Reese, and then Jay McLovin's been on. Uh, Frankie Cruz has been on. So I tell you what, it's been a pretty good show. If you like baseball, you'll like the show. We've been talking some little league baseball, but talking major league. So I think it's been got off to a good start.
Yeah, I've got to check out 2 or 3 of the shows. It's been really good. And you got a big show tonight.
Got a night show tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern. Gonzo and the Judge Sports Talk. It's always a good time talking with the judge. So join us for that tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern, live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch at Gonzo Sports Room, and also at the All Sports All Plays Network on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. But other than that, we will see you guys. Hopefully, the Colts get through this preseason game tomorrow with no injuries.
Yep.
Would like to see the receivers, a couple of the receivers, maybe have a good game, gain a little bit of confidence. But hopefully, we'll get through with no injuries. We'll be back Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern. We'll recap what happened over the weekend during the preseason game and any other news that comes out dealing with the Indianapolis Colts. You can also find Horseshoe Talk in podcast form, Apple Podcast, Anchor Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast, all at Horseshoe Talk. And then you can find the videos on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Lot of ways to find it. Please like and subscribe on our YouTube page. Like and follow us on Facebook and Twitch. Follow us on social media. That's where we post all the stuff about our shows at Gonzo Sports Room. Go like the ASAP All Sports All Plays YouTube page. Subscribe to it. Their Facebook pages. They have a lot of good analysts over there. I also do an afternoon show over there at 1 p.m. Eastern, the afternoon blitz. It's usually a good show. Usually 2 or 3 other guys are on there with me. I thought we had another real good show today. We actually talked a little WWE today as well. So go check that out if you missed it. But other than that,
check out Unscripted too.
Yeah, Unscripted. They're live Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7. I'm usually on there, and they're also live Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, Jay and Logan and Frankie over there are all good guys.
Yep.
So make sure you check out their stuff. Jay's been on a lot of our stuff.
I don't know about some of Jay's and Frankie's takes, but they're good. but they're good guys.
Somebody made a comment. Is there any AAL news? No, the afternoon show is hilarious. I think he's probably talking about that arena league.
Yeah.
I'm not. No, I don't have any information about that. I can try to find out though, because Jay might know. But yeah, I'm not sure. I know it was supposed to be starting, but I'm not sure when they're starting the coverage of the AAL. But all right, we will see you guys Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern for another episode of Horseshoe Talk. Hope everybody has a great night. Stay safe this weekend. We're out of here.
Everybody have a good weekend.
All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making a plays. You talking the game, get you to the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. In the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, they working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.